Hey Dreamers, Bryce here from Midnight Notion, singer-songwriter, musician, and a big fan of Metallica, but I have no idea what my favorite Metallica song is. Could it be Hardwired? Let's use math to find out. Cue the intro.
So give it to me now!
For the best Metallica song! The day has come. We are on the final album of Metallica, and yes, this is the deluxe edition, so I will be including Lords of Summer at the end. Really excited, but first we got to start off with Hardwired, the song that I got to see the world debut of live at US Bank Stadium here in Minneapolis. Really excited to be the first one to hear it live. This is a great album, so let's get into it. I'm going to listen to the song. You and I are going to listen together. I'm going to stop at any time I hear something interesting, point it out, talk about it, and then I'm going to grade it using the following criteria: composition, memorability, emotional response, instrumentation, and lyrics. Each category is a scale of 0 to 4 with a grand total of 20 possible points. We'll find out at the end of the video if this song has what it takes to get to the top 20. Make sure you hit subscribe, because when you hit subscribe, you learn every word in the English language. And, you know, it's really helpful to know a lot of words. So you know what to do. Let's listen to the song. Okay, so I have to stop it already. This is actually more difficult to play than you'd think. And they usually use like a tape recording for this when they play it live. They don't actually play this intro because it's actually kind of hard to do that stop. I mean, if you practice enough, maybe it's just hard for me, but I have troubles. Every time I do it, I end up going and I get all choppy because I'm sloppy. Let's be honest, I'm a sloppy musician, but it's kind of hard to play this intro. I do appreciate the growth though. We've talked a little bit about intros, album intros before, and how some of them have this like slow fade in. We got acoustic, we got a backwards guitar, we've got, you know, clean guitars. This one, boom, right in the face, right off the bat. We're not gonna have any sort of slow songs on this one because metal. Listen to the build though. It's got a similar build to something like, I want to compare it to Enter Sandman actually, because remember we talked about Enter Sandman. We have that main riff and they just hit that high E and then they climb down ba-da, and they do that a couple times, and then it's ba-da-da, ba-da-da, and then it builds into the main riff. This is doing the same thing. We have just ba-da-da, 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 and then we get an occasional ba-da, ba-da, and then it'll eventually be ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. They're just gradually building it each 4 times around. It's really cool. It's structurally a great build. There it is. That's one of the best snare drum hits in their discography. Just a little pause, ba, 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 crack. And again, when you have that snare on the 4, just ba. Any other drummer in the world might have chosen to ba, 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 brr. You know, like done like a big fill or you know, there's so many things you could do with the drums there, but just a nice solid pa, just a crack on the 4 is a nice way to get us into the next riff. And then we got thrash Metallica. We're back, man. We're back. Notice we got, again, this time, I guess you could call it 4+1. We do the riff a couple times through, and then at the end, there's the tag. Bum, 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 bum. Watch that throughout the song.
In the name of desperation, in the name of wretched pain, in the name of all creation, count insane, we're so fucked, shit out of luck, hardwired to self-destruct. Go!
Nothing like a good go. How many bands can you think of that have used go? Put it in the comments below. I want to know all of your goes out there. I know James has used go before. There was that one song that it didn't feel right for me. I think it was Injustice, somewhere in that record. But I want to know how many. I could think of Sum 41. I could think of, I don't know, there's probably, there's a go in Blink 182. Who else uses go in their songs? Put it down below. Notice that Lars is also hitting the downbeat on the 1. Psh, he's crashing on the 1. He's usually one to hit the and or the 2. He's usually emphasizing it with I keep doing this as if that's going to help you understand. He's usually emphasizing the snare hit instead of the kick hit. So it's a little bit different than most of his other thrashy tunes, but it fits because that bump is on the 1. So you're emphasizing the 1. It makes sense.
On the way to paranoia, on the crooked borderline, on the way to quick destroyer.
And even James in his vocals, he's doing 3+1. That fourth time is different. We're breaking the patterns. I'm telling you, you guys are going to get sick of me saying stuff about patterns, but am I wrong? They're everywhere. They're everywhere. Every single song, everywhere. Anything that's worth listening to has some form of a pattern break in it. It's just science, man. If you're writing at home, just make a pattern and break it. That's all you got to do. It's very easy.
Dual design, we're so fucked. Shit out of luck. Hardwired to self-destruct. Ow.
Did he just get hit? Ow! Ow! He got shot. He shocked himself. Nice stop there. Bump. Ba 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 ba. Really cool. You could hear the wah kicking in. Like they're just setting up the wah pedal, and you can kind of hear that little before he starts. I do have to say that solo is kind of meh. There's not really, like, the very beginning of it starts pretty cool, but then he does it, and then he kind of just devolves. It's like, I don't know what to do here. We'll just phone it in, and then it's just done. There's no, like, finale. There's no big moment. It's just like, oh, we better put a solo here. I guess this works.
Once upon a planet burning, once upon a flame, once upon a fear returning all in vain. Do you feel that hope is fading? Do you comprehend? Do you feel it terminating in the end?
Double kick.
We're so
I love that transition. Dun 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 dun. They could just keep it there because the whole time do 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 dun 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 dun. It kind of fits, but then they add an extra tag on there. Dun 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 boom. You've reached the end of the line.
fucked. Shit out of luck. Hardwired to self-destruct. Hardwired to self-destruct. Self-destruct. Self-destruct.
Double kick.
Self-destruct.
Straight. Yeah. Nice and short and sweet. 309. Very short song, very fun, very energetic. Doesn't go on too long, so we'll keep that in mind for the rest of this record, but it's a nice, short, quick song. I already said that. Let's get to the points. Here we go. Whoosh. Composition. Quick, simple, fresh, 3 minutes long. Can't go wrong with something so short, to the point. It's fast, it's thrashy. It doesn't add a whole bunch of extra riffs that don't need to be there. Everything fits together. I like that. I appreciate that very, very much. We have an intro that builds, that gradually introduces elements of what later becomes the main riff, which also becomes the verse riff. And then we get a new chorus, a new riff for the chorus. And then we're back to that main riff, but there's little tags and little accents here and there throughout. We get a nice triplet riff going on for the bridge leading up to a solo, which is, the solo's fine. It's not terrible, but it's not their best. It's far from their best, especially coming from Rebel of Babylon. So this is it's definitely a work in progress in my opinion, but it is fine. I do really like the way this is structured. We get a bridge verse that is different from the other verses, has a really cool lyric line. We'll talk about that later. And then we're back to the chorus and then the song's over and it's over. So I don't know. I can't get over how much I like the speed of the song and that the length of the song matches the speed. It's quick, it's aggressive, it gets out the point, and then it's done. You don't need to say any more. You don't need every song to be an anthem. It's okay. They've got plenty of 7, 8, 9-minute songs. They don't need any more. Nice 3-minute song. Excellent for my opinion. So compositionally, it's a 3. Memorability. I think that they hit you over the head. Hardwired to self-destruct, self-destruct. And then at the end, self-destruct, self-destruct. They say it so many times. And then how long is that chorus? It's very short. We're so fucked. Shit out of luck. Hardwired to self-destruct. 3 lines. Although they're more than 3 words, it's very simple to catch on to this chorus. By the second, third time, you already got it memorized. Or at least you probably do. I would assume so. Because, again, it's not that complicated either. Lars is playing. The guitars are just holding out. Bah, 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 bah. They're just holding out. So there's nothing really muddying the water. James's voice is really cutting through, making its point clear. So it's very, very difficult to forget this song. I would say Hardwired, Memorability gets a 4. Emotional response. Admittedly, this was the first single, and it's probably one of my lesser favorites from the record. Maybe it's because I heard it so many times. Maybe it's because it debuted, and I was like, it's fine. The second single, I think, was Moth into Flame, and I grabbed onto that hard. I really loved that song, and I felt like this song, I mean, it was a good way to introduce us to the new Metallica, but I think there's a little bit of an aversion to a chorus that screams out swear words. I do like to keep it clean. I'm not allergic to swear words. You've heard me swear on this channel before, but I don't know. I like to share my music with others, and I know that having an F-bomb as the chorus is likely to turn some people away. So I wouldn't cover it myself. I like to keep myself clean. Even though I've had songs in the past that have had swear words in them, I do try to keep myself appropriate for all audiences. I want to share my music with the world, not a small section of the world. So I do have a little bit of aversion to that. I think the chorus is a little, could use a little work to it. So, but overall, I mean, I have a good time. I just don't need the song as much as I need the rest. So emotional response, 2. Instrumentation. I was going to give them a perfect score because they're all playing very fast. It's probably difficult to play. I've never actually learned this song, but I will say that playing in threes, it is kind of difficult. It is very difficult for me to do. And I've been playing Metallica songs for a long time. You'll see in my live stream that I'm very sloppy, but I have been playing and studying Metallica's music since I was a youngin'. So it is nice to hear something that is difficult. I can tell just by hearing it that it's difficult. It's fast. It's hard to play. So good job there. I'm going to knock it 1 point because there's 4 members and Kirk really phoned this one in. That solo was really nothing. It came in cool and then it just kind of stopped, right? There was no real finish to the solo. It's just like, yeah, soloing and I'm done. So just for the solo, going to knock it 1 point. But otherwise, instrumentally, a 3. Lyrics. I love the song's like sort of scat feel. He gets all these words in a very short amount of time, but they all kind of fit together. They all match up. I want to read a few of them to you. First off, before we go anywhere further, I have been talking a lot about anaphora. If you weren't here for the description, anaphora is when you use the first line multiple times, or the first word multiple times, or the first series of words. In this case, this song is built off of anaphora. In the name of desperation, in the name of wretched pain, in the name of all creation, gone insane. So there's 3 lines of anaphora, and again, 3 plus 1, there's a tag on the end. And then we got on the way to, on the, Doom Design. Again, 3 plus 1. Then we've got my favorite section, the bridge. Once upon a planet burning, once upon a flame. Once upon a fear returning, all in vain. Do you feel that hope is fading? Do you comprehend? Do you feel it terminating in the end? Again, anaphora. Once upon a, once upon a, once upon a. Do you feel? Do you? Do you? Do you? It's a very interesting structure for a song. It's not anything new. It's not something we haven't heard. As a matter of fact, Metallica has done something very similar in other songs. So it's not new, but it is nice to hear. It has a nice flow to it. And even the rhythm, do you feel the da 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 da? Da, 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 da. There's a nice rhythm to the delivery of these lyrics. I really like how carefully crafted they are to fit within that structure, and the words are, I don't know, are colorful. They're colorful. Once upon a planet burning, and then it's all in vain, right? We're blowing up our society. We're trashing our environment, and what's the purpose? Why do we actually? How are we benefiting by throwing all this plastic into a giant mound and just leaving it there? You know, like we're killing animals, we're killing trees, and like what are we going to be left with? We're all just going to die. So, I mean, be kind to one another and be kind to the earth. This is all in vain. All this structure, all this demolition, we're hardwiring ourselves to self-destruct. We're destroying other things, and those things' destruction means our own self-destruction. We are just like, it's a really interesting concept, so I like it. Lyrically, I think I can only really dock them for the use of the swears. It's not that I don't hate every song that uses swears. I just feel like as a chorus, I'd like something I can sing to everybody. So that's all. But otherwise, really cool structure. Lyrically, 3. And so Hardwired gets a grand total of 15 points. It's not enough for the top 20. It is currently in 42nd place out of 103 songs. So it's the meaning of life in the universe, I guess. 42. Also, Jackie Robinson. Yay! Let's take a look at that top 20 board. We've got some really good songs on here. We did not get any Beyond Magnetic songs to get on this list, but we could potentially see some Hardwired to Self-Destruct songs up here. Which ones do you think they'll be? I don't know. It's not hardwired yet, but I have a feeling some of them will make this list. We don't know yet. That's why we just got to stay tuned and find out. So now it's your turn in the comments below. Use my system, add up the math, and tell me what score you would give this song. Tell me also what other bands you found that use Go. I don't know why. I just want to know who you know. Maybe share a link to the song so we can all listen to it together. And then, of course, check out Midnight Notion. I got plenty of songs out there. Maybe my songs are difficult to play. Maybe I speak really fast. Heartache Collector. I would recommend Heartache Collector. I use a lot of words in that one. And hey, you know what? Smash that subscribe button. I can't even say the word, but I want you to do it. Why? Because tomorrow, Atlas is going to rise. So we'll see you there. Thanks for watching. Hey, you're awesome.